Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Jordan Love hurt, looks serious. We're talking Jaden Reed tearing it up. Xavier Worthy, Saquon Barkley on fire. We got so much to cover just in 2 games. What's going on, man? What's going to happen moving forward? Who's the wide receiver one in Green Bay? What the heck is going on here? What should you do right now in regards to starts and sits going into tomorrow, which is Sunday? A lot to cover here in this short video here on Saturday. Hope you guys are having an outstanding weekend. Listen, I enjoyed the past 2 games. They were a lot of fun. They were ultra entertaining, but there's been a lot of fantasy impact just from 2 games, guys. There was a lot of implications, so I'm going to cover that here for you. If you are new to the channel, guys, smash it, tap it, slap it. My DM is absolutely inundated, so make sure you guys head on over to patreon.com/FFCounselor right now. I've linked it below, and join this amazing community, exclusive videos, starts and sits, waiver wire, and the only place you get direct access, patreon.com. Join right now below, okay? So let's talk about it. I got up early this morning, and I did this video. So at the time of this recording, I don't know what's going on with Jordan Love. Maybe by the time you hear this, he could be out for the entire season. Now, I did post and watch a video on my IG. Go check it out at Fantasy Football Counselor, where the video is showing that Jordan Love's knee pretty much pops out. Not good. Now, you can say the defender did a dirty play there. It looks almost intentional. I don't know what was going on in the defender's heads. This is very, very sad if you are a Jordan Love owner. For Jordan Love, and of course that entire young offense, because I was really excited to see the Packers. This could be a season-ending injury, or it could be a high ankle sprain. We don't know. It just did not look good. So check out the video on my IG at Fantasy Football Counselor, and make sure you guys turn on the bell there and here for news and outside of the box thinking analysis and everything to help you guys win your fantasy football leagues, okay? And NFL news, of course. So Jordan Love not looking good. Now, in regards to that Packers offense, Jaden Reed looked amazing. He looked explosive, but I will tell you this right now. I still believe Romeo Doubs is the one. And some people are getting angry at me. They're like, oh man, Romeo Doubs flopped. I think he had 7, 8 points, but this guy actually had one more target than Reed. It was the touchdowns that differentiated Reed from Romeo Doubs. And Romeo Doubs, I think, almost had a catch in the red zone or in the end zone there. It went over his head. It was just bad throw by Jordan Love. Either way, I think these guys might be in a disaster situation simply just based on the injury of Jordan Love. But man, oh man, I still think Love is the guy. Reed looked good. Everyone told you Dotavian Wicks, the guy got 0 catches. And I was telling you, he's the wide receiver 4 on that team. But here's the thing. As I said earlier in the season, you're basically playing wide receiver roulette in these type of situations. The same thing's going to happen with the Texans, guys. Same thing. Nico Collins drafted round 2 and Diggs round 3, except you invested higher draft capital, not you guys, if the Kashifis that drafted these guys, in those guys where I got Romeo Doubs round 10, and I could just bench him. He's my wide receiver 4. But listen, guys, this is what's going to happen in these trio of wide receiver situations. The ball's going to be distributed many ways. Watson even got a touchdown, okay? So you got to be cautious there. I still, again, feel Dobbs is the one, but I don't know what's going on with Love. I'm assuming Love's going to be out for the season. That's what I'm basing this conversation on. If that's the case, Malik Willis looked terrible on that last Hail Mary play. Absolutely brutal. So, again, you got to be cautious. That's why you got to have depth, a backup plan for a backup plan. And that's why I tell you, make sure you get a backup quarterback all the time, a viable backup quarterback to cover yourself. So, very unfortunate in regards to Jordan Love. Also want to talk a little bit about Saquon Barkley. Crushed it. And again, I posted a video on that stating that this is the year of the Quan. This was the year of the Quan. Saquon Barkley is primed to absolutely crush it. We saw what Swift did there last year, and he sucked. If Swift could do it, Barkley could do it on a higher level. We saw that they want to take away that pressure from Hurts, as I said. Knock on wood, barring any injury, Saquon is primed for a massive season, looking really good, and he's carrying my teams this week. I got him in all my rosters except for one league. I think I missed out on him. I ended up getting J. I think Henry, a bit of a letdown. Again, big deal there because they're playing behind to one of the best teams, in the NFL. I don't think they would be playing behind too much this year, so Henry's going to get more work. I know a lot of people are upset about Derrick Henry. So Saquon crushing it. Expect that as long as he stays healthy. Not necessarily 3 touchdowns a game, but consistent 20 points a game. Awesome. And no committee there. That's what I love. Nobody else coming in there. Derrick Henry, again, no committee. Justice Hill, or whatever his name was, the backup, got a bunch of work because, again, they were behind, so they were throwing the ball a lot. So Henry, don't be worried there. Let's talk about Xavier Worthy real quick. Now, listen, he didn't get a lot of volume. That's the thing. I'm looking at his stats here. Didn't get a lot of volume. He got those 2 touchdowns, blown coverage. Again, with Hollywood Brown coming back, Rashee Rice showing that he's the wide receiver 1, Kelsey stepping up again. Kelsey had a bad game as well. Look for Xavier not to have such an inflated game as well. I would sell high on Xavier Worthy. I'm just not sold on him being consistent every single week. That's the thing, right? So you can sell high on some of these guys coming off pinnacle weeks, okay? Again, you could buy low on a Kelsey, right? Now, everyone's going to be jumping on the waiver wire to get Isaiah Likely, but Mark Andrews had himself a bad week. But it did look like Likely was likely going to be the tight end 1 on that offense as well. So a lot of things going on. Josh Jacobs having a bad game I want to talk about as well. Had a mediocre game. What do you have? Josh Jacobs had like 12 points. Again, it's going to be a wild year, okay? So what I'm getting a lot of DMs about already is like people saying, oh, should I trade this guy? What should I do? Blah, blah. Who should I start? Who should I sit? What do I do? Dobbs had a bad game, and Kelsey had a bad game, and Mark Andrews I didn't recommend. Altavia Wicks I didn't recommend. A bunch of guys. Jordan Love's gone. Guys, focus here. You guys drafted a team. You have conviction in your team. Believe in your team. Handle things. I mean, we can only control what we can when we're drafting these players, and then what we could do in regards to waiver wire, right? We can only do so much. There's no sense in panicking. You got to relax. That's the thing, right? So in regards to the situation, if you got Jordan Love, let's hope he ends up playing. If not, you got to jump on that waiver wire. And if you got a budget on your waiver wire, an FAAB budget, free agent acquisition budget, you might want to spend a lot of money in getting a good backup if you got Jordan Love. That's number 1. Number 2, don't buy the hype on Xavier Worthy, Jaden Reed too much. They were inflated games. You got to see kind of what's real and sustainable and what's not, okay? When you look at Barkley, that's pretty much going to be consistent. Not necessarily 3 rushing touchdowns, but it's going to be consistent. Henry had a down week. Kelsey had a down week. Maybe Kelsey becomes the, tight end 1 or wide receiver 1 again next week, and he goes back to the old Kelsey, or he is actually declining and he's in that fall off year, which again, that's why I kind of avoided. We talked about it being his fall off year. All this stuff we've talked about, we've already seen this stuff before it happens, okay? All this stuff, it's all foreseen, right? We talked about these 3-headed wide receiver situations, and that's exactly what's happening. The distribution is going 3 ways. Watson getting work, Reed getting work, Dobbs getting the most targets, but just not getting the touchdowns. It's going to happen. It's going to happen with the Seahawks. It's going to happen with the Texans. It's going to happen with the Bears receivers, for example, okay? So this is stuff we've projected. This is stuff we've worked out. Believe in your team, believe in your offense, believe in your ace quarterbacks, and you guys are going to be fine. So again, Jordan Love news, it's probably going to break. Literally, I didn't mean that. It's going to be breaking news that he is going to be probably out for the season. I could be wrong. Hopefully it's something minor. Hopefully, but according to that video, like the knee popped out. So I just can't imagine it being completely a minor thing. It's going to ripple down and affect Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs. It's really going to hurt them for sure. Losing a franchise guy that got paid, hundreds of millions of dollars is catastrophic to the roster. And again, if you don't believe me, take a look at the Malik Willis failed Hail Mary attempt at the end of that game. But man, oh man, it's just wild. So again, we talked about likely waiver wire pickup. You could, acquire Wilson, the backup there on the Packers. They're running a 1-2 punch. Jacobs didn't look too good. That's why I got Marshawn Lloyd. Marshawn Lloyd's going to be, once he gets running, he's going to look way more explosive than Wilson and Josh Jacobs. That's why I've got a lot of Marshawn Lloyd stock. He was out that game. He could come back and be very good. Pacheco looks safe. He looks solid. What did Pacheco have here? 15 points, safe, solid. Rashee Rice getting quite a bit of targets. A.J. Brown looking good, just to recap. Lamar Jackson showing that he's Lamar Jackson. He's a running quarterback, not so good in the passing game. So, guys, it's going to be an exciting year. Buckle up. Have conviction. Let the first week or 2 be your feeler weeks, right? You got to feel kind of who to start and sit and know your offense. Look at target distribution. I'm going to cover you guys here on this channel, okay? Again, if you're new to the channel, smash it, tap it, slap it, hit the thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe. Join the Patreon group, patreon.com/FF Counselor. And keep the news coming to you guys here. Keep you guys up to date. Keep your finger on the pulse. And make sure you guys turn on the bell so you guys don't miss videos like this, so we guys keep you guys up to date on stuff. So again, hopefully Jordan Love is good. Let's see here. Am I getting news here as we speak? Oh, I heard he's getting an MRI at the time of this recording. As soon as he lands, I'm getting news as my phone's breaking here. So again, Jordan Love getting an MRI. Hopefully things work out for him. Okay, smash it, tap it, slap it. We'll talk soon, guys. Always have a backup plan for a backup plan. A Lion mentality. I'm out.